Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have more that's come from the previous video we dropped when a cryptic post from Dina Rae set things off to the point that now it's led to a back and forth between Dina Rae and fans on social media, and we'll be exploring more on this in this video, including the fact that we got blocked by Dina Rae IG a few hours ago after the last video dropped, and we'll expand on this in a moment. And at the latter part of the video, we got more on Metro Boomin calling out Eminem on X a few months back that's yet to lead to anything between the two. And for some reason, this resurfaced on Reddit a few hours ago that sparked some interesting conversations, which we'll get to in a moment. And at the latter part of the video, we got one on Drake that sparked reactions from Elliott who believes that Drake is struggling to accept the reality right now in hip-hop, that this is the Kendrick Lamar era, and we'll get to this at the latter part of the video. And as usual, I'll be looking forward to your thoughts on his take. And starting with Dina Rae, our last coverage became the epicenter for a new round of back and forth, as that video sparked reactions like "she just craves Eminem's attention" like No Neck laughing emoji, and for those who don't know, it is No Neck aka Benzino. And if you recall, we've already pointed out that we had an exchange with Dina Rae on IG that led to nothing, since she refused to provide some more context on what she meant by "stop listening to the devils you're sleeping with" at Eminem. And during our exchange, we try to explain why context is gonna be important, because now fans are just running wild with takes about this drama, and even her contributions are now getting minimized as we speak. Check this out. For instance, she didn't even sing on Superman, she just moaned, to which another user expanded, and she acted as if Eminem was rapping a song written by her, loudly crying emojis. And all these conversations would have been avoided if she didn't post the cryptic post online that sparked the speculations to begin with. And to make matters worse, she refused to provide some context even after she reached out to us. And if you recall, we posted this in one of our videos on this. If you haven't collaborated with a person for more than 20 years and none of your songs have had any success, maybe it's not the fault of the person you haven't seen for 20 years. And while this sparked reactions like exactly, it is really not fair to Eminem, and more, she's allowed to be pissed about how little streaming platforms and labels pay artists, but trying to drag him into stuff is sad. Using his name to get attention screams desperation. And this thread actually caught Dina Rae's attention, as she responded with, "Or maybe there are facts behind the scenes you're not privy to. Not all of us want fame. I release music as I desire, if I feel like it. I like engineering and writing behind the scenes. I don't think anyone owes me ish, love and blessings. Let's worry about ish that matters." And the user hit back with, "What I don't understand is that you like your independence as an artist so much, but every 5 minutes you mention Eminem, someone you haven't collaborated with in over 20 years. And when a user responded to this with, "Some people have trouble understanding that failures are simply their fault," Dina Rae hit back with, "I love the opportunities I've been given, and I know very few people who could have flipped what I went through, reinvented themselves beyond what they could even dream up. So please do your homework before chiming in." And so far, if you've been following, you know that we still don't know anything about what she meant with that cryptic IG stories about how M is listening to some devils he's sleeping with. It has been a lot of rambling and exchanges, but to no avail. And this leads us to our next point after the last message that we received from Dina Rae on IG, and moments after that, we discovered that we've been blocked. So as it stands, this concludes the chapter when it comes to getting some more context on what she meant by the post that started this in the first place. And something even more hilarious happened after we posted this on X, as some users got the wrong impression of how things have been going on this channel for years. Check it out. Laughing emojis. Y'all really DM these artists talking about Eminem? No wonder she blocked y'all. Now, for starters, since Music to Be Murdered by dropped, we've been in contact with people who have worked on albums like Music to Be Murdered Inspired By, and even the latest album, The Death of Slim Shady. And so far, it was only one time that we were the ones to start the conversation with these associates. Even the Dina Rae back and forth, she started, and we cleared the air on X that she's the one who reached out to us in the first place, and just so you know, she also offered to do an interview. But in this case, all we needed was context on what she meant by that post on IG stories, and she wouldn't provide the context and instead chose to attack our credibility and accused us of pushing false narratives, hence the last video we did to clear things up. I guess some people are struggling with the fact that Eminem associates actually watch these videos. And even back in 2022, the first time Dina Rae reached out to us, she literally opened the message talking about how she loves what we're doing and how it is accurate. The only problem this time around was that the accurate report painted her in a bad light, and she refused to provide some more context to clear things up. Simple as that. And now we found out that when Crook posted this on X back in December, I don't think people realize how many uncredited writers be in the room with their favorite rappers' studio sessions. I seen 4 people collaborating on a 12-bar verse. And back then, when a user responded with, "Can you anti-snitch, like give us some names of some MCs who aren't," and you wouldn't believe who was on there, and she posted, "Ooh-wee, LOL, wish I could snitch." And the first reply under Dina's post was, "Dina, don't talk like this, you make me think of Eminem, and that would be devastating." So these kind of cryptic posts look to be a recurring thing from Dina Rae, and when you ask for some more context, you get accused of creating false narratives. And here's one that sums it up nicely. She shouldn't have spoken in riddles, and we all wouldn't be asking for clarification. And moving on to the next point, we got one that has resurfaced when back in 2024, Metro Boomin posted this on X. "Somebody please tell Eminem I'm trying to lock in," and this resurfaced and sparked conversations hours ago when a user asked on Reddit, why the F has Eminem not collaborated with Metro Boomin yet? Is he stupid? And this sparked reactions like, that would be fire if he does. And in my opinion, this just adds to the whole recent rumors that started creeping up about how he's been working on new music, and some have now expanded. I remember seeing this tweet some time after Like That dropped, and I was wondering why Eminem can't have beats like that on his albums. He makes a lot of weird beat selection choices, to be honest, although some have hit back with his beat selection has definitely gotten a lot better since Revival, to be honest. And moving on to the next point, we got Elliott Wilson out here talking about how Drake fails to realize that this is now the Kendrick Lamar era of hip-hop. And what started this conversation was this post from Drake a few days ago. "You know, I grew up non-confrontational and always treated this game as a sport where my pen won gold. But these days the podium has been hard for all of us to ignore. I understand that this next chapter may leave you feeling uneasy, but I hope you see my honesty as clarity, not charity, that answers some questions, especially about the unanswered texts you've been sending me." And it seems that this post triggered Elliott Wilson, and he went on a rant about how Drake fails to see the reality of things right now. Check out a snippet from the Bigger Picture podcast.
Don't give me a warning shot, my next chapter. Nigga, you just gave us a chapter.
You didn't like the Jen
Like, what
one
is that
either.
you just gave? Like, you dropped the record 3 weeks ago. What was the next chapter? You gave us a chapter. You gave us 21 songs, and none of them are outperforming any of Kendrick's records. The song that people talk about is You By Yourself. Where's Party? Nokia. Like, I don't understand the strategy anymore. Let's say he would have just dropped Nokia, right?
Here we go.
Here's one. Let's say he would have just dropped, imagine this world.
Yeah.
I'm Drake. I got low for a couple months. I let the Super Bowl go by, let the Grammys go by, blah, blah. Then I pop up. Here's my first single. It's called Nokia. TikTok goes crazy. Oh, the boys back. Oh, the fuckers battle. Da, 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 da. And my solo album's coming in a month or 2 months. Wouldn't there be a whole different perspective, a perception of him, and everything would look different than it does now? So now you've underperformed with this Party record like I told you was gonna do, and now you wanna sell us on the dream of a solo record that's gonna crush everything again. Like, come on, dog. It's like, where's it? As Head said earlier, it's like, I thought he was such a brilliant strategist, just like a fellow brilliant strategist, Kendrick. But what's your thing you always say, Head? He's like, he's not intelligent, he's just cunning in a sense, right?
Witty.
Cunning and witty. He's more cunning and cunning and what?
Witty.
What's that? Witty. He's more cunning and witty than strategic you know, and the way he moves. Like, I don't get it anymore. It's like he's just frustrated because he likes being the number one guy. It's hard to sell the world that he's the number one guy. I don't care how many girls you have, that's your homegirls in the yacht doing those lyrics and shooting these little TikToks. You're not number one, dog. It's the die era. You're number two. You're a silver medalist. You're number one right now. And you're mad. And you can't hide it. So that same position, like Head saying earlier too, like of you just being mad and everybody else just doesn't get it. It's like, no, we get it. We like you still, but we don't like how you're moving. And he still isn't moving right. So I don't get it. It's like,
bro, go make your song.
He made songs at party. He made 21 songs and none of them in the top 50. Not one song they made together is in the top. No, the Die Trying, the pop shit.
What about Somebody Love Me? Is that not up there?
I don't think it's, why are you getting beat by, you're still battling Not Like Us. Not Like Us is number 2 record in the country. How did that, before we get out of here, one last thing. I get that people are going to say, okay, these records are doing well because of the pre-hype, post-game, Super Bowl, blah, blah. We've never seen nothing like that. Isn't Drake's presence furthering the Kendrick reign of why these records are still dominant? He's fueling Luther. He's fueling TV Off. He's fueling Not Like Us. He's running himself down to the ground and losing over and over again because of his actions. No?
Yeah.
And you think Nokia's gonna save the day? You can TikTok yourself to the end. It's not gonna save the day. It's not gonna change what the world does. It's not gonna.
You can't
nothing you can
slide
do
out of this one.
You can't give enough hugs out. It's not happening. But hey, what do I know, man? I'm ready for a solo album dropping in October. Okay, great.
Birthday.
Jeremy Heck.
Yeah.
And as expected, this sparked split reactions all over the place. But I'll be looking forward to your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more. See you on the next one.